Happy Sunday!
Happy Sunday!
It's Wednesday, but even so, thank you so much for joining us. It's so good to be back. I've missed all of your faces so much. Welcome to everyone in the chat as well, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for tuning in, and welcome to our office once again as we bring you another episode, our 5th episode on Twitch of Dungeon Manager. Everyone in the Twitch chat, feel free to sound off. One of us will be down below, and we'll be chatting away throughout the episode. And before we begin, a couple of thanks. Assistant Dungeon Managers, as ever, their continued support means so much to us. It is, of course, the wonderful Graham Muir and the wonderful Rory O'Sullivan. Thank you so much. And for the 5th episode in a row, we are affiliated with Zavi and their brand new line of D&D clothing and merchandise. There are t-shirts, there are mugs, there are tote bags, and if you want a discount on any of those wonderful items, the codes are, Catherine.
Oh, prepare for this.
Oh, my job.
Dungeon 10 is 10% off site-wide. Dungeon 20 is 20% off.
Yeah, and all incredibly worth looking into. We'll have a link in the chat for you. And as ever, a huge thank you to Wizards of the Coast for hosting and helping promote this episode. It means the world. Thank you so much. If you would like to follow us on social media, you can do. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on Instagram, on Facebook. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube, thank you very much. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe. And the bell icon, that will let you know whenever we have a new episode out. Or if podcasts are more your thing, and if you're listening, thank you very much for doing so and helping support the channel. You can listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean. We're sure to have more in future. And the one thing that I always forget, and I won't this week, if you would like to support us, and to all of you who already do, thank you so much. But if you would like to, you can support us on Patreon. There are a number of different tiers and a whole load of extra content that will be coming your way. And yeah, it would be lovely if you could check it out. I believe that's everything. I believe for the first time in a very long time, I haven't forgotten anything. So without further ado, let us step out of the office. Let us step away from work and into the world of Dungeon Manager. Previously on Dungeon Manager, as the rest of the group meet Quill, one of the rangers of the High Forest, Zini, you found yourself reunited with the Tabaxi child, Patch, in a magical clearing of sun and fauna. And from out of the trees, formed of plant life and the very earth itself, came a stranger. Identifying herself as the Ash Talon, the Guardian of the Glade, the Ewe-born, and many other names besides, you confronted her about your wildly fluctuating magic, demanding an answer of her. But she had none. When you came to her years ago seeking to heal your red panda, Redigan, she had only asked that the High Forest protect you. And as you left its confines, it seems that it has been doing just that. But it was not her intention. And not only that, when you came to her, she sensed a pain within you, a pain she tried to cure. And whether or not she was successful, she does not know. All she knows is that you and Redigan are now linked, and you are stronger together than apart. Asking her about her origin, she revealed that she was once a denizen of the Feywild, attracted to the material plane for its people and their love of one another. And as a sick joke, there were others who granted her wish to live amongst them, and they trapped her in this corner of the high forest, unable to leave, able only to observe. Leaving with Patch and Rudigan, though promising to return one day, you left Zini to rejoin the others. You all made camp under cover of a nearby cave where, as you slept, Oriana, you were afflicted by yet another vision of the mountain, of a mirror made of bone, of a tree made of flesh, of your companions, and finally, of your father. Waking and walking a short distance away, you were joined by Dalifar, and under the moonlight you talked about these dreams and what they might mean, and the nature of being a good person. And as morning came, you all woke, and as Memphis left Patch behind for safety, you headed to the village of Waldhaven. And seeing Zini's mentor, Ashid, being dragged across the camp by Dragonborn soldiers, Zini, you cast Fog Cloud over the village. And as the misty, impenetrable dome stretched across Waldhaven, 120 feet in diameter, covering almost everything, terror, you slowly began to advance. So, as you look out on Waldhaven, a giant dome of mist ahead of you, you see nothing within it other than the odd building poking from outside of it. And as Terra walks ahead, what are the rest of you doing as you stand a little higher up on a hill, with Quill slowly drawing their bow and Memphis standing nearby with the mounts?
Okay, so last time I said that I was going to try and cast Fairy Fire. I'm not going to do that because they're both concentration spells. Mm-hmm. And this is a basic tenet of how D&D works. And I am ashamed. So instead, what I'm going to do is look back at the others. And I'm still hasted, I think, because I just drank the potion.
You are very hasted.
I'm going to quickly kneel down, place my claw in the earth, and go, let's hope this works. And then just close my eyes and try and focus on something that I believe you know what I'm talking about, Ed, but I'm not sure whether it's going to work.
Okay. So, Zini very, very quickly bends down to the ground and places her hand just deep into the earth. And as you watch, you see vines slowly creep up out of the ground, stretching up and up around her wrist, around her forearm, up past her bicep and up, joining the now very natural inclines of her armor that slowly shift. And you see that slowly she is being consumed by vines and roots from the ground that are coming up over and over her until eventually there is simply what looks to be a ball, maybe even an egg of vines and twigs and branches and roots. And it sits there, motionless, in front of you.
Shit. For flavor's sake, can Rudigan have jumped off my shoulders before the vine?
Sure. Rudigan is walking up to this wooden egg and just... And Juliet, you notice, Scarlet has taken a slight interest in this new red animal that has joined your party. The amount of animals that are being added to this party sort of by the week is quite impressive. And as you look around at the demon horse off to one side and the rhino and the tiny displacer beast cub and now this red panda, as well as Lucy the falcon, who is now sitting on Quill's shoulder, there are almost as many animals as there are party members at this stage.
You should know better than to put pets in front of us, Ed.
It's like that kids' TV show that was all about the pets of like superheroes.
Yes.
Whatever, Superman's dog and Did Batman have an animal? I don't know.
He's got several, but that's
he
a
have
subject
like
for
a-
another day. I
Did
could
he
fill
have like
many
a great,
hours talking
a Great Dane or something at some point?
Ace the Bat Hound, there's Bat
Yeah.
Cow, there's Alfred the Cat. We'll get into it.
Right.
So, as you're faced with this wooden egg, what are you all doing?
I think Dalifo would turn to Ori and just say, on second thought, I'll take the other shield as well. And because I passed, because I have 2 shields, one of which Ori is holding in the bag of holding for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to take that one as well, please, Ori.
Okay. I hand the shield over.
So I've got Ivaeus on one arm, but sling the other one through the arm under my back, and then still holding the axe in the other hand.
Okay.
Maximum. Maximum. Just gonna adorn myself with shield.
Scarlet and Dory, what are you doing?
I think I will look at the group and be like, do we think Cassini was successful or unsuccessful? It would have been helpful to know what she was trying to attempt, but
As
I
you say
gesture
this,
vaguely at the end.
there is suddenly as you can see, elements of the twigs starting to break and elements of the wood starting to bend ever so slightly until... And flying out in every direction, there are twigs, branches, leaves, and in the center, sort of stretching out in a space much larger than Wazini was originally, there is a large black wolf, almost 10 feet long, and you can see ever so slightly brown, or you might be tempted to think bronzish effects in the fur around the eyes and all down the center of the back towards the tail. And this beast looks down at you. Somewhat quickly, it must be noted.
Spit out a twig first. I think Scarlet will look a bit disappointed. Her experience with wolves has not gone well previously. You know, she's not pro-wolf, despite her long shift background. But I am going to assume that, given the magical egg, given her knowledge of magic, and given the bronze things, Scarlet could probably make the logical leap that this is perhaps Zini and not some random wolf that appeared.
You look. Make an insight check, just for the heck of it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, let me go to my
I just want a How to Train Your Dragon moment, you know, where you just like reach out and.
That's not happening with Scarlet. I mean, it's a 10. So
You look and sort of fairly nonplussed either way. You assume that this is probably.
like,
Okay.
Zini?
I just walk up to her and lick her hand.
There is a very quick as just you feel this quite coarse tongue just lick across your hand.
How sweet.
And then grin, but it's kind of a threatening like look on a wolf. It's not meant to be, but it comes across that way, I'd imagine.
So was this part of your plan, Zini, or?
I nod very quickly.
Oh, good. I'm pleased. What now?
Well, I'm gonna turn around at this point and start making my way slowly towards the fog.
Okay, make a
And
stealth
then
check for me.
start to speed up as they get closer.
Okay. So, the other 3 of you, what are you doing as this wolf slowly starts to make its way across to Waldhaven?
I look totally unbothered by everything that's just happened.
Dalifo just shrugs and starts following it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't really trying to be stealthy, and my idea was that I would just run in as this massive wolf
Okay, sure
into
thing.
fog and then just start biting folks.
Okay.
Scaring the bejesus out of them.
In that case, never mind the stealth.
Yeah, I mean, it was an 11, but you know.
Okay, so I'm gonna make you big. So as this is going on and the three of you begin to follow this rapidly accelerating wolf, Terra, what are you doing?
I am presumably still outside the fog.
Yes, yeah.
And I'm invisible.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to go hench, please.
So invisible, you feel your skin just get a little bit heavier, and you feel your steps have a little bit more heft to them as you creep forward through the foliage and the undergrowth. You are much more solid now.
Solid.
You're solid.
Okay. Righty. So I'm going to. I can't see in the fog. Do I see where am I going? A tavern? Do I see a tavern?
So, make a perception check for me. 10. So, looking ahead at this vast wall of fog that just hangs over the entire village, you try and look and you see nothing within it. But as you step forward, placing your feet upon the ground, you feel vibrations in the earth. And you cock your head at this and you just bend ever so slightly closer to the ground, placing your hand upon it. And though you cannot see, you feel vibrations, and you can almost sense where creatures are walking and where those walks, where those steps vibrate off. You think you can probably make your way through the village.
Okay. How far away from the tavern? How far away from the tavern am I?
So you are around sort of 20 feet from its walls.
Okay. Can I tell if there's anyone around it?
I would say, given your perception check, and considering your tremor sense being in full force, you know it's hard to tell within, but you know that on the outside there are two shapes.
Okay. Can I hear them reacting to the fog cloud?
I would say with your perception check, probably not. No.
Okay. I would like to just back up against the wall and then move around.
Okay.
So that if they can see through the fog, I'm invisible.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to walk straight.
So,
I like the idea that Tara starts doing that and then remembers that she's invisible.
I think that's probably true.
so as you steady yourself and head stealthily into the fog, it passes through you, and suddenly looking around, you can see nothing on either side of you. But you close your eyes and you just continue stepping forward, allowing your senses to guide you until eventually you come to the wall of the tavern. And as you start to sneak around, you suddenly realize there's no need for this, and you come round the corner. As you do so, you hear voices. I think it's the weather. I would think that would be doubtful. Let's keep a watchful eye out. Very well. They are close.
Okay. Let me just get out my extensive inventory. Are there any stones on the floor?
Looking down, you can see that in amongst the foliage you feel, and there are a couple of stones and pebbles.
Actually, you know what? How far away are they?
Around 10, 15 feet.
Can I take out my lucky wine bottle, which
Yeah.
is from? I can't even remember how
Oh
long
wow,
ago.
that's quite a throwback.
That was Waterdeep.
Yeah.
That was before we were filming.
Yeah. Why is it lucky? I don't know. Oh,
Because it
didn't
didn't break
It
when
didn't
you
break.
threw it at people's heads.
It's because you hit somebody in the face with it and it didn't break.
So I'm going to take out my lucky wine bottle and I'm going to very gently, I'm going to like stand behind a corner and then I'm going to very gently roll the bottle towards the two figures.
Okay, make a dexterity check for me.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
My dexterity is not even very good. 5.
5. You drop it to the ground and try and roll it across, but hitting as it does a mixture of grass and undergrowth, it doesn't roll quite as well as you would like it to. And while it makes a little bit of a noise against the occasional stone on the ground, it does just kind of stop after around 5 feet. Did you hear that? I'll check it out. And you start to feel, as well as hear, heavy footsteps walking in your direction.
I feel like Batman. So I'll just make sure I'm hiding behind the wall, and then can I essentially hold an action to grab them similarly to how I did last time, and try and prevent them from making any noise.
Sure thing. So I will say as they come round the corner, and not into view, but certainly you start to make out a shape as they get within 5 feet of you. You leap forward, and can you make an attack roll at advantage for me, please?
Yes, I can.
And I'm going to reveal this little bit of the map for you.
Oh. Ooh. Okay.
Oh.
Natural 20.
Amazing. So, roll for damage in that case. Are you trying to hurt them or just grapple them?
I would like to hurt them if that's an option.
I mean, it's always an option with
I
this
just
group.
want to make sure that they also can't scream.
Okay, so roll for damage.
The real question is, are you attacking them or are you just putting your weapon there?
Yeah, speaking of actually, what am I? Is this an unarmed strike?
It's up to you. It's entirely up to
Well,
you.
if I'm grappling them. Technically, I feel like if it's a grapple, that's like a separate thing, isn't it? I don't know. I need you to tell me, Ed.
Would you like to put them down, or would you just like to restrain them?
I'll put them down
Okay.
and risk the noise.
Okay, so roll for damage then.
Okay. Using my sword. Not a d20. That's okay. 9.
9, and you get the extra damage because the sneak attack,
Oh yeah, I'm a rogue.
and double it because the natural 20.
Okay, so wait, if it's double, I double the. Okay, so double 6
Okay,
12,
plus 3,
15.
15.
and then double 3,
Six,
double 5, double 4.
8.
Is that correct?
24.
Yes.
So
Oh, also, any hit you score against a creature that is surprised is it's natural 20 anyway.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So, completely silently, you just run forward and just, and there's, as you just slide the body down, and you notice that there is a tent next to you, and you just push it down, and you step back against the wall once more. And you notice that the figure that you attacked, unlike the ones that you saw late last night, isn't as fully armored as you're used to these soldiers. It is quite early in the morning. They might not all be as ready as they were yesterday.
I'm not invisible anymore. Okay, but it's still foggy.
It's super foggy, yeah.
Okay. So I will try and creep around the building.
Okay, make a stealth check. I'd say an advantage because you're still in lots and lots of fog.
Okay. I just rolled the same thing twice.
Be good.
13.
13. You keep close to the ground and you sneak round towards the entrance.
Oh wait, was it 13? Yes, it was, sorry.
You sneak round towards the entrance of the building. Just on your periphery, you can make out another shape. Not quite close enough to see you or be seen in full, but nevertheless, the other shape is still there.
Do they have their backs or anything?
It's hard to tell. At this point, they are a silhouette in the fog.
But I can feel them.
You can feel them. You can feel that they are not looking directly at you.
Can I try and move behind them?
Yeah, I'd say with your stealth check, you slowly move up next to them.
And can I attack them?
Yeah, attack at advantage.
Okay, so now I will use my assassinate thingy.
Okay.
So I get advantage anyway, but if I hit, then it's... Because they're surprised, presumably.
They are very surprised,
Then
yeah.
it's a critical hit. So, fingers crossed. It's a good start. Okay. I rolled a 17 plus 6.
That hits, yes. Roll for damage.
Okay. So... Oh, I only rolled a 2. So 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 20, 21, 22, 23. Not very good rolls.
So 23 in total.
23 damage, yes.
Okay. So this time you stab out and you feel the blade connect and this very surprised and you feel them give a little bit. They're still standing just a bit and they just over here, and you hear this, Zini and the others, as you all barrel forwards towards the fog. What is everyone doing?
Well, as soon as I hear that, I charge into the fog and
Yeah.
try and
Yeah.
remember where everybody was placed.
Okay, I'll say make a survival check in that.
Well, either or.
You
Because-
you can smell.
Exactly,
Yes.
and I have keen senses.
So make a perception check at advantage in that case, I believe it is.
It is. Well, that's not very good for the first one. Oh, that's even worse. 11.
11. You can't really make out what is happening towards the center of the camp. There is a lot of new smells that you are currently processing in this new form, and your senses are far more heightened than you are used to. And also, running on 4 legs, it is much harder than it seems. But as you're running forward, you do remember that around 15 feet into the fog, there was a soldier towards the edge of the camp, and you slowly start to angle your way towards them.
Well, I don't imagine I do it slowly because I'm still hasted.
Yeah.
So my movement is just pew. Yeah, I head in that direction then and see if I can find that soldier.
Okay, so as you rush in, you suddenly start to see a shape in the fog. And I'm going to try and reveal... There we go. Boom, 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 boom. And you can just make out on the edge, next to one of the tents, looking around in the direction of the shouting from the tavern, a single Dragonborn soldier. Again, not that well armored.
Okay, I bite him.
Okay, roll to attack, and I guess now's probably a good time to have some battle music.
14?
14, that just misses, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay. So with my haste, I can use another action as long as it's attack,
Yep.
dodge, whatever. So I just try and bite him again.
Okay, sure thing, roll to attack.
Oh, God, 14 again.
14. Unfortunately, that just misses. But as this guard you realize that they are pulling up their trousers after there's a particularly yellow patch of snow next to the tent. And as he turns around, just what the, as this massive wolf just over, and you other three start to hear this sound from outside of the fog. What are you all doing?
I was keeping close to Xenia, just sort of matching strap for strap and keep.
You were not.
No, I mean.
I hesitate to correct you, Billy, but I have, I think, 100 feet of movement in one turn.
True. I said trying. Trying. That's what I said. So I'm just heading in the same direction as Xenia was. I don't.
Okay.
Because you take quite a bit. You cover a lot of distance very, very quickly. I was just sort of trying to follow as best I could.
Is this a Legolas Gimli moment where Gimli is just trying to jog?
Wolves are natural long-distance runners. We're wasted on sprints. Oh no, it's the other way around. Sorry. Butchered that. The internet's gonna have my head. Yeah. So I think. Well, then I'll be. You covered about 100 feet. How far was it from where Xenia was to where that?
So I would say, as you're hearing these attacks, you're probably coming. I mean, to make it easier, let's roll for initiative.
Okay.
Let's roll for initiative, and then hopefully it will be easier to navigate.
Heck.
But no.
Jeez.
Yeah, this is the session to roll poorly.
That might be the best initiative roll I've ever rolled.
I mean,
Well, you're going first because I think all of us.
Possibly not, because I still don't have very good bonuses.
So 25 to 20.
I got a 20.
I think I've got 21, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, 20,
Okay.
sorry. I think I've got 20, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So
I think I have this number. I am mistaken.
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
Jess, did you give us +1 to initiative? Did you say?
I
Just hit points, isn't it?
think it was
It's
just hit points. Yeah, let
It's
me
just-
check
I
my.
wrote it down and it says +3 temp hit points.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it is.
The chef treats.
It's okay because
your +1 to initiative, Billy, is your axe.
So I got a 20.
Okay. So who has the higher dex between Tara and
Mine's
Dalfa?
+2.
+2.
+2.
Okay. Who wants to go first in that case?
I don't mind.
Are you're not going invisible, are you?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Do you want me to draw their attention first?
Oh, yeah.
Because I have higher, I think, hit points.
Yeah, you've also not gone, like, you've not had a turn for a little while, so it kind of makes sense.
I'm happy to go first
Yeah.
because I might use to draw their attention. So if that's okay, Tara.
Okay. So Dalafar, Tara. So 15 to 20. Okay. 15 to 10.
Point of interest.
Yes.
I rolled a 1,
Okay.
but I have +9 to initiative. So it depends entirely on how you want to rule natural ones on initiative. Ed.
I mean, in initiative, I don't tend to
Yeah.
deal with natural 20s or natural 1s, so
Yeah.
I'm happy to
Fine.
take that as a
So
10.
I got a 10.
Okay. So, lovely. Okay, and then 10 to 5. Yep.
Oh,
Five.
yeah. I got 5.
Nice.
Nice.
The 5 group.
Who has the higher dex?
Hold on. Let me.
Mine is 0.
My dex is +2.
Oh,
Very
okay.
dexterous.
Well, you need it to grind up all the herbs and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I am not. What's it called? I completely forgot the term for when you like do the numbers so you're
Optimised?
Optimized.
Yeah.
Yeah, optimized. Min max.
Min-maxed, yeah.
Scarlet is the opposite of min max. She's like max min.
So, order of initiative is Dalafar, then it is Terra, then it is Quill, then it is Zini, then it is the Dragonborn soldiers, then it is Scarlet, and then it is Oriana. So, top of the round. It is Dalifar. Just as you come to the edge of the fog, what are you doing?
Well, I'd like to go to where I heard the voices where Zini was.
Okay, I'll say make a perception check for me in that case.
Okie dokie. My perception is 17.
17. You hear, rather than see, the large growls that are emanating from deep within the fog. You can probably make your way there.
I would like to hastily do that, please.
Okay, so I'll just quickly pick you up and pop you there. So as you rush through the fog, you start to see this large wolfen creature just bearing down on this soldier. So as you come round, flanking them from the other side, and this guard looking rather terrified at this large creature, you may attack.
I would like to very much attack, please.
Okay.
22.
22, that hits. Roll for damage. I might as well just ask you for damage every single time.
+5, that is 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage,
Slashing
okay.
damage. And I would like to go for his knee.
Of course.
My axe. Second attack.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, 27.
That hits. Roll for damage.
13 points of damage to his knee.
Okay. And you have another attack, I believe.
No, that's 2 attacks. I get 2
just
attacks. Yeah, I haven't done my other ability yet.
Also, did you roll both of those at advantage because it's flanked, or
I didn't.
do you want to roll again just in case you get a natural 20?
I can do. Nope. And second roll. Nope.
Okay.
What I want to try and do is make him yell out to attract the attention of everyone to us more and give Terra a chance to get by.
Okay.
So yes, and so yeah, I've attacked and basically destroyed his knee.
So as you rush into the fog, and Scarlet and Oriana, you watch as it just around him as he rushes in. You just hear this, and then this, as this axe just flies in and out, and quite slow motion to you, Zini, considering your current hastened state. But you see Dalifar just swinging this axe and then just into the side of this Dragonborn's knee. The Dragonborn just falls to the ground and gives out a, "We have intruders!" Tara, it is your go. What would you like to do?
May I? Sorry, before Terra goes, I was going to shout at the top of my lungs, "We're here! Come and get us!" as loud as Dalifar can shout.
Lovely. So, hearing this from the other side, Tara, what are you doing?
So I get advantage because they haven't had a turn yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to attack them again.
Okay.
Nice. Yes.
Okay.
25.
25, that hits. Roll for damage.
Xena and Dalifar approve.
Then they're not surprised, so I can't double it. That's fine because I rolled an 8. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
So as you hear shouts from across the other side of the camp, your head just darts across before you just give a swift, and the Dragonborn just falls to the ground in front of you, once more disappearing into the mist as it rolls out of sight. What would you like to do?
I'd like to very casually walk over and pick up my wine bottle, put it back in my bag, and then find the door.
Okay. You're able, as you walk forward towards the wine bottle, and sort of with each step, you feel vibrations. It's very kind of daredevil-y, and you can kind of make out a little bit of the wall and the shape of the tavern. And as you walk, you can just about make out the door in front of you.
I will go over to it.
Okay. Are you going in?
Can I open the door? I mean, is that an action? Is that like a... That's a bonus, right?
Yeah.
I would like to listen at the door.
Okay, make a perception check for me, please.
That's pretty good. 23.
You just hear a voice going, "Quiet down, you." And that is it.
Okay. I realised that my plan was definitely to stay invisible once I got inside the tavern. How many spells do I have left? Okay, so I'm going to end my turn there.
Okay, sure thing. So over towards the entrance of the tavern, listening at the door. It is now Quill's turn. So what does Quill want to do? Quill, what would be useful? I think they are going to... I think they're going to do Zini's plan and cast Fairy Fire in the center of the camp. So, casting it in a 20-foot cube, you watch as towards the center of the camp, 3 green silhouettes appear in the mist, striking out against the impenetrable fog all around. 2 rather large figures, and you can see from the silhouettes, fairly heavily armored. The other, much, much bigger. You imagine this is probably the commander that you saw before you entered the town. And that's all they're going to do, I think. So, it is Zini's go. Zini, what are you doing?
Okay, given that Dalifar has attacked the person that I was attacking, I just growl at him reproachfully. And then on seeing the 3 shapes, the growl sort of goes from a and then I run towards the biggest green shape.
Okay, lovely.
Presumably I can see the green shape.
You can see the green shape, yes. So I will just move you across. Also, apologies for any technical mishaps. This is my first time using Roll20 to run a battle.
And I did him the disservice of putting a fog cloud in the middle of it. I'm so sorry.
So, rushing forward towards the center of the camp, smashing aside barrels and crates, you run forward, and as you do so, you see a red dragonborn just duck out of the way as you leap over a bench, and in front of you, you see the black and white dragonborn, their twisted left side of their face turning round as their one good eye turns to look at you. You can see the giant dragon skull attached to their pauldron and the long cloak that hangs over their left side, and you can see that in their right hand there is a large wicked looking halberd as they just turn towards you. Are you attacking?
Yes, please. Attacking their right side, please.
Okay, do so.
Because of Fairy Fire, do I have advantage?
You do have advantage, yes.
Wonderful, because I've been rolling terribly.
Well, actually, because of the fog cloud, it would be even.
The weird thing about fog cloud is that because they can't see you, but you can't see them.
Oh, true.
Negates disadvantage or advantage. But then because of Fairy Fire, you get advantage back. It's really weird.
So
it's just like
essentially, yeah. But I mean, you know, I'm a wolf. I'm probably doing that anyway. Okay, that is a 15.
15. That does not hit.
I didn't think it would. So, weird question. I should have asked this last round.
Mm-hmm.
This is a weird thing, but I get 2 attacks.
Yes.
But then I also get an attack with the haste if I choose to use it. So do I get 3 attacks, or because I'm a wolf, I only get 1? I think get 2?
Because you take on the statistics of the wolf, I believe. So.
But do I not get my extra attack because of being a ranger? I don't.
I don't think.
Okay. That's
so
fair.
I think it's just the 2 attacks.
That's fair. I just wanted to check so I wasn't doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just do the hasted attack then.
Okay, sure.
Okay, that's slightly better. That's better still. 20, not natural.
20. That hits. Roll for damage.
Wonderful. So that's 2d6 plus 3 piercing damage. So 9 piercing damage.
9 piercing damage, okay.
And can the creature, because it is a creature, make a strength saving throw, please?
Sure can.
Versus 13.
Oh man, by 1. So so that's 12.
Okay, so he's knocked prone.
Okay, I will make it.
So just bite his arm and do that thing that wolves do and just shake him from side to side.
Okay, so rushing forward and sort of with this strange glowing figure in front of you, you just grip down onto the arm and you just knock him down and start shaking him from side to side. And as he does so, you see his pauldron sort of shake around on top, and you see his cloak just fall to one side, and you see his left arm for the first time. It is unmoving and it is made entirely of silvered metal. It is now his and his soldiers' turns. So he's going to use his full movement, half his movement to stand, and he is going to. Can you make a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
Yep. 13.
13. That fails, I'm afraid. So you take 13 points of acid damage as he just opens up his mouth, and from within you see at the back of the throat green flames start to emanate, and then he just as this acid breath just flies out, scorching at your fur and tinging it as little bits of green smoke come off your body. You feel part of the skin start to pustulate and boil a little bit. It's very unpleasant.
I believe I need to make a concentration check for the fog cloud.
You do.
Okay, so... of course it's Constitution, which is my rubbish stat. No! Well, I don't... How does concentration work again? Is it above half the damage? Or is it you have to...
10 or half the damage, yeah.
Oh, no, I don't do... I meet half the damage, but I don't meet 10.
Okay.
Because the damage was 13, wasn't it? And I rolled an 8.
So in that case, as you all are in your various areas, and Scarlet and Oriana, as you start to run towards this giant fog cloud, suddenly...
No, I just made it, I think, because you have to exceed half the damage or exceed 10.
Or exceed 10.
Yeah, so I rolled an 8.
Whichever's highest.
Oh, it's whichever's highest?
Yeah, whichever's highest.
Oh, okay, then I don't succeed, sorry.
Okay, sorry about that. So you all watch as it just... Actually, I'm going to check that. I'm fairly certain that's the case, but you've made me doubt it now.
Sorry.
Let me have a look.
I'm literally just watching that fog cloud like, huh? Is it going to...
It's just going
sort of flickering. And you're like, is it in Morse code? Am I supposed to read?
This is why I should check these things beforehand. Let me check.
So if you go to Zavi.com, it's the code Dungeon 10 and Dungeon 20.
It is
Whichever
whichever number is highest. So you watch as it just... And the village of Waldhaven is revealed to you. And...
dead bodies around me.
Let's have a look. So that's his entire go. And as the fog cloud slowly starts to dissipate, you see him look from side to side, and he sees Dalifar off in the corner, and he sees Terra over by the Fallen Leaf Tavern. And you also start to take in the town as well. You can see 2 cages either side of the camp, and you can see 3 giant draconic creatures hitched in the stables, and you can see a number of different dragonborn in various states of armored stood around the camp, and he looks around. Call them back! It is now going to be The soldier next to you, Zini, is going to try and attack you at advantage. That is an 18 to hit.
18. Yeah, that hits.
That hits. Okay, so that will be 6 points of slashing damage.
Oof.
And it's going to attack you again. Natural 1, so that one misses. So
is it at advantage again, though?
It was at advantage,
Okay.
yes. Yeah.
You rolled 2 natural ones?
I rolled, well, no, I rolled a natural 1 and I rolled a 2, so...
Oh, okay.
You can also see, Zini, as you're looking around, that one of the guards is currently holding a shield in one hand as well, on the other side of the campfire to you. What are all of these guys going to do? So the one next to you, Dalafar, is going to try and attack you with a 19.
He hits because currently I'm an 18.
So that is 6 to your hit points.
Okay.
And that's all he's going to do.
Quick question, Ed. Was he
Yes.
prone? Because I did take out his knee with an axe.
Not technically prone. For flavor, he is down a little bit, but
Okay.
he's quite tall. He's a tall boy. So these guys are going to move closer. And basically everyone's going to just move a little bit closer as you notice all of the Dragonborn soldiers begin to make their way to the center of the camp. And this one's going to come round and try and attack you, Zini. So you see one of them try and run over, and again, nothing higher than a 5. So, so that is their go. So as everyone starts to slowly converge towards the center of the village, Scarlet, it is your turn.
Amazing. On the map, I'm currently behind Oriana. I like the idea that as soon as the fog lifted, I sort of stepped behind her, stood Nobody can see me here. No, but unfortunately, if I stay in this position, the spell I want to cast will not reach the right person.
Okay.
So, with a heavy heart, I'm going to move closer to the skirmish, but only as close as I legally have to for this spell.
So do you want to move yourself?
Yeah, move on. Let me just count. Oh God. Okay, hold on. So I've got 30 movement, haven't I? So I was there. 5, 10.
What's each square again?
5 feet.
Right.
And I can move diagonally, can't I?
You can.
Okay, lovely. Now I'm in the correct position, so I've sort of gone around Dalafar's fun fight with that soldier. I'm currently behind a tent. I'm sure nobody can see me here. And I would like to cast Enlarge on Zini.
Honestly.
18-foot direwolf!
Like, she's not happy about this, but she's like, this is the best course of action, but she's not looking happy about it.
I wish
Wow.
I wish the fog cloud was still up and it was just basically Godzilla.
Yeah.
So, sort of running behind the tent and away from the action, you can hear the quite loud clamours of battle that are coming from the centre of the camp. And sort of whooshing your spoon around in the air, you suddenly see from over the top of the tent the very badly burnt, but nevertheless very hairy, bristlingly furry back of Zini as she slowly starts to grow and grow into the air, and this snarling maw dripping with massive goblets of saliva just falling upon the snowy ground as this giant wolf just turns around at everyone. And peeking round the side of the tent, you see all of the soldiers just slowly back away. Are you doing anything else with your turn?
I would like to grimace.
That's a bonus action.
That's a bonus action. I'd like to grimace. It does not bring me joy. Scarlett's having some bad flashbacks here. I think I will probably stay where I am. But the only thing I will mention is that you have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, Dini, and you deal 1d4 extra damage for each attack you make.
Fabulous.
Okay, so if that's everything, in that case, Oriana, it's your turn. What are you doing?
Okay. How far is it to Zini?
To Zini, it's 35 feet, roughly.
Right. Okay. In that case, can I? I can move myself. Okay. I'll go there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a little. I mean, like basically, so that guy's still alive, isn't he? Is he
Yes,
alive?
he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that because we're flanking, I'm assuming that I will get advantage.
You do,
On
yes. So
attack
roll
rolls.
to attack.
Can I also just no, okay, I'll leave it at that. So yeah, I will attack with advantage. Good thing it's with advantage. Okay. So that is 23.
That hits, roll for damage.
Okay. So that is 8.
8, okay.
And then I will I have a second attack anyway, but on my second attack I'll use a thunderous smite.
Okay.
So that's 23.
That hits, roll for damage.
So of slashing it is 7, and then thunder damage 8.
So, as you rush round the other side of Dalafar, next to the tent, and avoiding the yellowish patch of snow next to this Dragonborn, which is slowly mingling with red that stretches across the snow, you just rush round, and with a quick there is, on the second impact, this as snow just flies out, and this poor individual just jettisons backwards, slamming into the side of one of the nearby buildings and falling to the ground, entirely lifeless. He is out for the count. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
I can't move any further, so sorry guys.
Who painted the "we" on the map?
I was Alicia, I suppose, but
I half thought that Ed was going to make the guy be slammed into his own puddle of wee.
I'll leave it for that, like that. I'm done.
Okay, so back to the top of the round. Dalafar, it is your turn. What are you doing?
Okay, so I would like. I've only got 25 feet of movement. 25. That's one. Let me just work out 1, 2, 3, 4.
So I'll indicate where the other villagers are in the tents, in the cages rather.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I can go there. That's 25.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's the maximum amount of movement. So I am sort of getting in amongst the Dragonborn.
Okay, so as Oriana dispatches of the soldier in front of you, you just turn to one another and with sort of nary a moment, you run into the center of the camp, your war axe still drawn, and you see this giant wolf just prowling in the center, next to the much larger black and white Dragonborn, as well as a number of other heavily armored Dragonborn around Zini's feet, and you rush up to one of them. Are you making an attack?
I get 2 attacks, but only 1 action. Okay, so let me just look at the order in which things are going to happen.
No, that's okay.
It's going to be
You're
Tara,
up next, Tara.
Yeah, it's Tara, then Queel, then Zini. And action, it takes an action to do that when I get to attacks. Okay. What was... I'm just going to check, because I have an ability with a shield that I'm just checking stats.
Okay. Is this EVIS?
Yes. I'm just looking it up as well. There's 15 feet. How many you've got there? Okay. So it would cover within 15 feet. There are 3 Dragonborn that I count. Is that correct, Ed?
There are, yes.
Okay, and including Zini. Oh gosh. Okay.
What are you doing?
I will hold an action.
Okay.
My only action until Zini is out of 15-foot range.
Okay, sure
So
thing.
what I will shout instead is shout at Zini while holding up the shield, and I just shout, "Get back!" And I want to hold an action until Zini is clear. I will then strike EVIS.
Okay, sure thing. So over the din of the already quite pitched battle, Zini, you just hear Dalafar shouting over the top of this. And Terra, you two hear this as you kneel at the door, the fog cloud now lifted. What are you doing?
I'm going to turn around to look at what's going on.
It's kind of chaos now. Looking around at the now completely open camp, you see a giant wolf. You can see Dalafar shouting up at this wolf while gesturing his shield. You can see that there is this path of cleared snow in front of Oriana as she just turns around with this massive maul. You can see Scarlet peeking out from behind one of the tents. It's kind of chaotic.
Has anyone seen me? Can I see if anyone's seen me?
Make a perception check for me.
Sorry, Ed, can I just modify my hold action? So sorry.
No, that's okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'll not wait for Zin to get back. I'll wait for the other Dragonborn to be within 15 feet. So the the one across from me who is
the ones that are bearing in on you.
Yes, the ones closer. So the ones closer to the villagers but are bearing down towards us.
Sure.
I'll wait for them to get within 15 feet before I strike.
Not a problem. Will do. Okay.
15.
15. Looking around, you can see that you are pretty much hidden where you are. The closest thing that something has come to noticing you are actually the 4-legged draconic mounts that are next to the stables, and they're looking around at you and kind of pulling a little bit at their ropes, just going but they seem fairly securely fastened, and with good reason.
I give a little wave, and then I go invisible.
Okay, sure thing.
And then I'm gonna very carefully and slowly open the door.
Okay, make a stealth check at advantage for me, please.
Okay, I'll also just mark off that spell.
Mm-hmm.
Bloop. Stealth.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Okay, that's better. Whew. Phew. 27.
27. Silently, you just open the door and very quickly close it behind you. Inside, you can see the tavern that you have been in before is in disarray. There is furniture smashed across the wooden interior. Its stone fireplace is unlit, and the area behind the bar is chaos. The shelves have either been ransacked or they've been torn apart. But what draws your eye, in the center of the room, behind a solitary red dragonborn, again, not terribly well armored, are the holding cells. Giant wooden cages with iron locks, and they are full. Women, children, and men all crammed together in one space, barely able to move. And in amongst them, you see a couple of familiar faces, a few that you saw the last time you were in Waldhaven. But you see a few others as well, others who are wearing dark brown leather armor and sort of basically looking a little more ready for combat, essentially.
Are there any weapons just being stored in here by any chance?
Make a perception check for me.
17.
Looking around, you can see that over on the opposite side of the room to the bar, there are a number of different crates that are stuffed full of various items. And you do see a couple of bows and at least one longsword.
Okay, and there's a baddie in here, right?
There is a baddie in here, yeah. Big red baddie.
No,
Okay.
not a big red baddie.
So I'm going to. Well, where are they in relation to the prisoners?
So pretty much right next to the cages, and you can see that he is now kind of looking in the direction of the shuttered windows, no doubt hearing the commotion outside.
Okay. Well, I will definitely attack him with my sword.
Okay, roll to attack at advantage.
22,
22, that hits, roll for damage.
which makes it a critical hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So 8, 9, 10, 11. And then double sneak attack. So double 3, double 1, double 5.
So, stepping forward, you just bring your sword up to the Dragonborn's throat and as it falls to the ground, the prisoners inside the cages just watch you let the body fall to one side as you slowly come visible.
Okay, I don't know if I have enough actions, but I'd like to just kick the crates over with all of the weapons in so they scatter across the ground.
Okay, sure thing. Yeah, I'll say you can do that with your bonus action as you just kick them over and skittering across the wooden floor against the benches that have been pressed against the side of the room. They just fall across the floor in the direction of the cages. And as you do so, you see a fairly pale-looking elf look up at you, and she looks you up and down. She's pale, almost white skin with ash blonde hair and a long, although now fairly messy Dutch braid and intricate tattoos covering her hands and running up her arms. And she looks up at you. Who the hell are you?
The person getting you out of this cage.
All the answer I need. Get us out.
And I'll just kneel down and start readying myself for my next action.
Okay, so it is now Quill's go. So Quill's a bit far off, but they are going to... what are they going to do? They're going to leave Fairy Fire up, but they're going to get closer to Waldhaven. So sort of coming from their vantage point of up on the hill, they just start running towards the village. And as they do so, Oriana, you notice them come up to you, and coming side by side with you just nods over towards Zini. It seems to be going well then, and just keeps the spell up. So, Zini, it is your go.
Okay, so first things first, I would like to attack the big guy again.
Okay, roll to attack at advantage.
Okay. 21.
That hits, roll for damage.
Awesome.
Adding the d4.
Also, a couple of points of interest. Entirely my fault. My favourite enemies are humanoids. Does he count as a humanoid?
Yes. Dragonborn's
Yeah.
a humanoid, so
Cool.
yes.
So I get a +2 to damage rolls against him. I won't add them because it's from before because it's my fault.
Okay.
Also, because of the haste, I should have had advantage on the dex save against his dragon breath. Again, my fault. But
We'll say you're getting used to this new form.
yeah, yeah. And because of enlarge, I get extra d4. So I'm getting +2 plus a d4.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 4, 7. Oh, 4. So 13 points of damage on that attack.
Okay.
And he needs to make another strength saving throw.
He will do so. He will fail with a natural 1. He is now prone.
Okay, so can I, for flavor's sake,
Yes.
can I bite him and then sort of use the momentum to leap and bounce on his chest.
Mm-hmm.
And then use my hasted action to disengage so that they don't get attacks of opportunity as I move away, please.
Yep, I'll allow that. Yep.
Awesome. So I then just move and leap. Can I leap sort of where his tent is? Basically just over the tent?
Yeah, of course. Like, bearish.
Yeah, that works.
So you all watch as, bounding off this giant black and white dragonborn, this wolf just over the top of the town and sort of crushes a little bit of one of the nearby buildings, which is already in a little bit of ruin. You see a little bit of black smoldering around the windows, but lands behind two now very, very worried looking dragonborn soldiers who just turn around as snow just flies up in the air and they turn to see this snarling giant wolf. Is there anything else you want to do, Zini?
I think that's all I can do, except for Rudigans,
Yes.
because they can act on my turn. So Rudigan the first, on the back of Rudigan the second?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, so Rudigan the second just starts to charge down the hill into town. I think he is too far away to do anything.
He is. So he'll run in pretty much alongside Quill.
Yeah, so if he takes a dash action, could he get next to Dalafar?
No, he would get... yeah.
Actually, Dalafar told us to move away, so no, stick him where Queel is, that's fine.
Okay, sure. So, Rudigan, as all of this chaos is happening in the center of the camp, there is a... And you can see on the back this tiny little red panda go... as it just rushes forward, snow brimming up beneath these heavy footprints and coming alongside Quill, who is also running in. Is there anything else that Rudigan wants to do on his turn?
Believe that's all we can do.
Okay, so it is now the Dragonborn's turn, and you see the large black and white one stand to his feet and just looking around in every direction, just, you there, and he's going to come after you, I think, so right next to you, and he's going
But I
to...
ran away!
He's going to attack you.
Well, but wait, sorry. Dalafar, you were holding your action until I
was.
moved.
Yeah.
So does Dalafar...
No, he changed
Oh, you
that.
changed
I
it,
changed
yeah.
it.
Cool.
Although I've just realised he can't reach you because half movement to stand, so he's a little further away from you. So you see this Dragonborn just slowly start to limp across. Again, you see the limp on his left side, just slowing him down even more than he usually would be. Those two Dragonborn soldiers that you scared, Zini, they're going to try and attack you.
That's
so.
fine.
God, I'm rolling so many natural ones.
I love
it. One of them is 20.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Yeah, so that will be 5 points of damage.
Ooh.
And
Okay.
then the other one is going to attack you. That will be 17 to hit.
Oh, that just hits, yeah.
Okay, and that will be another one, so 4 points of damage.
Okay. Wolf form's looking a little shady, folks.
And Dalafar, these two Dragonborn are going to try and attack you as you... so that will be 17 to hit. Does that hit? Nope. Okay, second attack. That won't hit. That's 19 to hit.
Hits.
Okay, so that will be... I misread that and thought it said 70. I was going to say 70 points of damage. So that'll be 10 points of damage for you. And one of them got a natural 20, I'm afraid. And that would be 17 points of slashing damage.
Which ones are attacking me? Because there's only two right next to me.
Yeah, the two that are next to you.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So was that a natural 20? Did you say?
Yes, yeah. So
That's a hit.
And meanwhile, these other two are going to start running towards you. And as they do so, getting within 15 feet of you. So...
I strike Eva S.
So as you try and dodge the blades that are coming towards you, these rather large halberds that are just, and these are well-trained soldiers as well. You can tell from their form and you can tell from their stance. But as you dodge one and another just nicks across your face, slicing some of your beard, you turn around in pain and you see that 4 Dragonborn are currently running up behind you, and bringing your axe up, you just, and like a bell, there is this boom through the entire camp. So, remind me what they need to do.
Okay. Each creature within 15 feet of you must make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is blinded for 1 minute.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 I'm rolling for. So
Big gamble I took.
1 succeeds, 3 don't, and the other 2 succeed. So 3 of them are blinded. So that is the one who is also inflicted with fairy fire. So blinded. The other one who has fairy fire, so it's not looking too good for them, and there we go as well. So 3 of them are currently blinded as light just shines out from the center of the camp, and as it abates, you see 3 Dragonborn just holding their eyes, just, and it is very, very painful for them. So that is all they can do on their go. So Scarlet, it's your go.
Just as a thing as well, Ed, at the end of each of their affected creatures' turns, it can make a con saving throw. On a success, it ends.
Yes. Lovely. So, Scarlet, what are you doing?
Oh, well, I'm not going to move. I like where I am. There's not many people that are going to stab me. I'm also concentrating on making Zini a large girl. So I'm going to go for good old favourite. I'm going to cast Magic Missile. I'm going to cast it at the guy right next to Dalafar who isn't blinded or fairy fired.
Okay.
And as it's Magic Missile, I don't have to roll.
Auto hit?
It automatically hits. And I'm going to cast it at 4th level as well, which will give me 6 darts.
Okay.
So,
Oh boy.
I mean, it's only 1d4 plus 1, like, it's not...
Yeah, but still,
It also
6 of
hits.
those, that's...
Good.
That's a lot of damage.
3, 5, 9, 13, 16, 21. 21 points of damage, please.
21 points of damage. Okay, let me just do maths on that. So Dalafar, as you look up into the sky, avoiding the light of the shield, you look up and you see what look to be flecks of light in your vision until you just see 6 points of light just as one of the Dragonborn in front of you just as it just goes into his armor, and you see him just convulse in pain. And looking over towards the tent, you see Scarlet just peeking round the side with this wooden spoon, just kind of a little like an orchestra conductor. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn, Scarlet?
No, I'm cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna hide behind this tent for a bit. It's a good place to be.
So, Oriana, it is your go. What would you like to do?
Okay. I'll move over here so that I am flanking the one that Dalafar is next to.
Mm-hmm.
Just so that I can avoid using my Vow of Enmity bonus action to get advantage. I just, it's an easy way of getting advantage. And I will attack.
Okay, roll it.
So that's maths. 25.
25, that hits. Roll for damage.
Okay. Oh, roll dice. God, I was rolling a d20 then. I was like 14 points of damage. Okay.
Natural 20 damage.
So that's 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage, okay.
And then I'm just going to be like super boring and do Thunderous Smite again with my second attack.
Okay, sure thing.
It's never boring to smack somebody across the field of battle with your sword, ever. Particularly when there's snow involved. It's very cinematic.
Oh no, that doesn't even hit. It's an 11.
No, that doesn't hit, I'm afraid.
dear.
I
Sorry.
think your Thunderous Smite carries over though, so it's not a waste.
Okay.
Yeah, it's next time you hit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be the next time I hit.
As a fellow Thunderous Smiter.
So is there
Yeah.
anything else you want to do on your turn?
Well, seeing as I didn't use my Thunderous Smite, I could. I still have a bonus action, and I could use an extra attack, but I'm assuming it won't use the
I
Thunderous
think you
Smite with
still
it
use
because.
your bonus action to cast.
Oh
Thunderous
right,
Smite.
okay.
Yeah, so
yeah.
it just takes effect next time you hit.
Cool. In that case, no.
Cool. So, Dalifar, you watch as from behind the guard that has been assailed by various magic missiles, the familiar purple and, let's be honest at this point, fairly terrifying form, especially now she has this big chunky maul of Oriana just rushes behind and just and you see the armor begin to dent as this dragonborn just it is now the top of the round, and Dalifar, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay, so the very first thing I'm going to do is cast Action Surge.
Okay.
On Action Surge, I get one additional action on my turn.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is he the same person who hit me?
Yes. Yeah.
He's gonna have a very bad day. So I'm going to attack him straight away, please, and I
Okay.
get advantage because Ori's flanking him.
Okay.
Oh, that's a natural one. Let's not do that. Oh, okay. That's 26.
That hits. Roll for damage.
That is 9 points of damage for the first attack.
9 points of
yeah,
damage.
for the first attack.
Okay.
Second attack is 15. So that's 23.
23. That hits. Roll for damage.
6 points of damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to attack him a third time. 23.
That hits. Roll for damage.
10 points of damage.
That is exactly what you needed, you wizard. As Dalifar just sort of brings his axe 1, 2, and then finally just up the middle as this dragonborn is just hit groin first as it just and falls backwards, and Oriana, you just casually step out of the way as it just falls down next to you. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn, Dalifar?
I have one more attack actually because I get 2 attacks per turn. I've only used 3 of those.
Yep.
So I am going. Can I move before I attack?
You can do,
In
yes.
This one, yes. Can I step over his body there, please?
You can.
And I will use one of my superiority die, which is a push. I would like to use a pushing attack. So the guy with Faradas, because I assume the fire is still roaring.
The fire in the middle of the camp is still roaring, and it's very big.
Brutal.
Fantastic. That's great. He is blinded.
He's blinded, and attack is at advantage because he's also fairy fired as well.
And Dabby Dozy. I attack. Ooh, let's not do that. That is 24.
Yep. So, yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Well, is this going to kill him? Do I need to do anything else? Or
It won't kill him, but it will certainly push him back into the fire as you kick over his other friend, and jumping on top of that body, you just bring all of your weight into this other one, who, reaching around blinded, suddenly feels the heat of the metal around him as his armor starts to heat up as he falls back into the bonfire, and you just hear screams.
I still need to roll for damage for that attack, because it's
You
part of
can
it.
roll for damage on the attack. He's also going to take some fire damage.
Is this one a red dragonborn, or is he a different color?
No, it's a blue dragonborn, this
Okay.
one. All of the markers are red, just
So
because.
he's not fire resistant, Billy.
He's not fire resistant.
No. So you push the right one into the fire.
Yes, okay, so I have to roll, well, it says you add the spirit die to attack's damage roll. So I'm going to do damage first, which was a 6.
No.
And I roll 1d8. Oh boy. That's plus 7, so that's 13 points of damage.
But okay. And here I was thinking I'd made an unbalanced encounter for you all.
Okay, so is he larger or smaller than me?
He is larger than you.
Okay, must make a save of I believe it's 15.
Okay.
Strength saving throw.
That's an 18, I'm afraid.
18, yeah, okay.
Okay. Is there anything else that you want to do to this poor individual that you've just shoved into the fire?
Well, if I don't push him if he won the save, because
Oh, okay, so it is just damage.
my strength
damage.
against his.
Okay, cool. So in which case he teeters on the edge of the campfire, but not quite gone in, though. He is looking very, very scared as the flames lick at his ankles. So, Terra, it is your go. What are you doing?
I'd like to pick the lock, please.
Okay, do so at advantage, please.
At advantage.
Wait, what are your... No,
It's just
ignore me.
thieves'
Yeah, it's
tools.
just thieves' tools. Yeah,
Check.
ignore me.
Which
Ignore
I do
me.
have double proficiency in.
Yes.
You shouldn't have questioned it, Catherine.
And I know this is always the question that rogues ask, but how does thieves' tools work? Do I add my dex and my...
So it's a dex
proficiency?
check and add double
Yeah.
your proficiency.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fine. That's good. What is my proficiency? There we go. 27.
27. So, bending down next to the one with the elf in, you put your thieves' tools into the lock and the lock just falls off, and almost sort of like opening floodgates, the crammed bodies inside slowly begin to come out, and the elf stands, brushing down her green tunic with fairly puffy short sleeves, and she looks towards a figure that you are more familiar with. It's the blacksmith Patrick that you met on your first days in Waldhaven, and she looks at him and just goes, "Get the others out. I thank you. My name is Hestia."
Nice to meet you, but we don't have that much time, so I'm gonna go now, and then I leave.
As you start to leave, she turns to the others and says, "Grab a weapon, let's go outside." So, what are you doing once you are outside?
So I can see a bunch of baddies gathered around the fire,
You can.
but I can also see a cage. Let's deal with the baddies first. Well, who's in the cage? Is it?
So there are a number of individuals, again, sort of all crammed in together. Again, a mixture of children, women, men, and some of these individuals are wearing what look to be leather-ish armor, or at least hides.
Okay, I'm going to judge that the bad guys are too close to them at the moment for it. It's probably safer to stay in the cage.
Okay.
So I'm going to go... let's see if I can actually get there. If there's like stuff in the way, like on this lovely map that you've made,
Thank you.
is that an obstacle?
If you make an athletics check, you can jump over the top of it, I'd say, without impeding your...
Nice. I mean, I do have... There's something about... Oh yeah, I can move across difficult terrain made of earth or stone.
So there are a number of different barrels and crates in your way, so you would have to jump across them.
I'd like to jump across it.
Okay, make an athletics check for me then, please.
You mean they aren't stone barrels?
What else do you make barrels out of?
Athletics, yes. Wait, counting. 23.
23, yeah, you just rushing up, you 1, 2, 3, just over the barrels, sort of using them almost as steps to jettison yourself over the top where you're wishing to land.
Well, let's see, how far can I get? 1, 2, 3, yeah, can I just jump and land on the other side of Talifar?
Barrel right
Yeah, sort of there.
Yes, sort of there.
Sort of there. So,
although I feel like maybe he should get the last on this poor guy. Can I, in fact, instead go sort of just across from him, next to the big group?
So as you rush across and go leaping across these various crates, you land in front of 2 Dragonborn who are clutching their eyes and sort of almost trying to scrape at their eyeballs, and you see 2 others who just look across at you and start to bare their fangs. Is there anything else you're wanting to do?
Do I still get an attack?
Yes, you do. Of course you do.
Okay, so I'd like to attack the one who's blinded.
Okay, sure thing. Roll at advantage.
I believe it'd be advantage anyway, because is there someone flanking? Is that an
So
ally?
technically, Ashid is still being held there. Yes.
Okay.
So
But held, that wouldn't be flanking then.
no,
if
he's
not.
bound.
Yeah. Okay. Good
As
thing they're blind.
a point of question, Ed, did you make a con save at the end of their turn because I blinded them before the end of their turn?
I did. None of them succeeded.
Okay.
15.
15 just hits. Oh wait, which one are you going for? Sorry, the one
the
closest
red.
to you. No, so that just misses.
Okay.
Unfortunately, sorry.
Okay. Well, that's it then.
That's it. Okay, so it is now Quill's go. So Quill is going to. Quill is going to rush across to the campfire, and just behind you, Terra, Quill is going to shout out to Ashid, and you hear them shout, "Ashid, if you can, run!" And they're going to hold their action, and Ashid is going to be operating on the same turn as them, and so he is going to rush in this direction. One of them will get an opportunity attack. Completely misses because they're rolling like balls today.
Welcome, Ed. Welcome to my world.
Dropping Fairy Fire, Quill is going to cast her only 7th level spell, Sunbeam. So, those 3 Dragonborn just need to make a con save. They all fail, so they all take 6d8 radiant damage. 12, 15, 16. Wow. Okay.
Did you just kill your own?
That's a powerful spell, you guys. Lovely. Okay, and so you watch as this this line of bright, blinding light emanates from where Quill is and just shoots across the entire town. And you see once more and the ones that aren't blinded need to make a constitution. Oh no, they're just blinded. So all of them are blinded. So as the one other one that was not blinded in front of you, Terra, now also clutches their eyes. There's nothing else Quill can do on that turn. So it is Zini, your go, still as a giant wolf.
Okay, so the 2 Dragonborn that are either side of me,
Yes.
can I get through that gap?
You can, they would get opportunity.
Well, but I mean, as in, if I just moved to the other side of them to engage with Big Dragon Boy.
Yeah, that would be fine.
Okay, so, and is that Ishid who's run?
So Ishid isn't next to you. That's,
okay, that's somebody else. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so can I attack Big Dragon Boy?
Mm-hmm.
And he's not fairy-fied anymore, so it's not at advantage.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, and that person presumably is in a cage, so they're not...
Yes.
Cool.
They're,
okay, so
they're representing a bunch of people in cages.
Okay,
so as you
that's
leap to
fine.
the other side, you see a number of, to you, very, very familiar faces. You see... I'm trying to remember who's in which cage. Sorry. So you see a sort of fairly short female dwarf with pale freckled skin and auburn hair and a short beard. And you see next to her a tall human female in her late 40s. You recognise both of them as Anadi and Hassa.
Excellent. So can I attack Big Dragon Boy then?
You can attack
Just
Big
straight
Boy.
roll.
Yep.
I'm glad you all call him Big Boy because that's what I've been writing down as well.
It's just obvious. That's a 21.
That hits. Roll for damage.
Okay. That's a 1. That's a 4 to 5, plus 2, 7, plus 1. And only 8 damage.
8 damage. Okay.
And John, I'm sadly. And then I will use disengage as my second action. Oh, he needs to make a strength saving throw again.
Yes, he does. That would be a 23.
Oh, so he's not knocked prone.
Nope.
But I will use disengage and then run down towards the bottom of the map, just straight south.
Okay, I'll stop you just before the sunbeam.
Yeah, of course.
So
yeah, near that cart, that's fine.
To
Okay.
the light.
One of the.
Well, actually, because I'm very, very fast, can I do an almost orbital? Well, is the sunbeam up still?
It is, yes. It's constantly
Okay.
up.
Can I run round the other way then, north and round towards the top of the map?
Sort of there.
Actually, yeah, that far away. That's great.
Okay. So one of the Dragonborn soldiers will get an opportunity attack on you.
Disengage.
Oh yeah, disengage. Sorry, I forgot you said that. So as you leap over the top of the two Dragonborn, who are still very unsure what to make of this large wolf, and you once again tear into this giant Dragonborn who is leading the charge and looking fairly worried at the way this is going, you just sort of dart back, crushing one of the tents behind you as one of your large paws just cracks into the tarpaulin, and you feel some of the scaffolding beneath just give way with and you just run round the other side, and you see Scarlet sort of hiding behind the tent as you're behind her. Is there anything else that you, or indeed Rudigan, are wanting to do?
Well, I just cock my head at Scarlet quizzically because I probably noticed she looks a bit worried at my form, I would imagine. And then Rudigan. No, I think he's just going to stay where he is and paw the ground threateningly.
Okay, sure thing. I'll do an intimidation check for him. Yes, relatively. Yeah. Okay. So, anything else that you're wanting to do on your turn?
No, that's it. Thank you.
That's it. Okay. Right. Time for the fustercluck of all of these NPCs I've made in the middle. So, that Dragonborn is going to try and attack you, Dalifar, the one closest to you. So that would be a 16.
Nope.
No, of course not. Why would it? And yeah, again a 12. So no. The one that's not blinded, I'm going to try and he's going to try and attack you, Catherine. No, that's a 2.
As a quick question as well, because he's blinded, will he be rolling at disadvantage?
At disadvantage,
Okay.
yes. I have been doing that so much.
It's almost like we stacked the deck.
Nope. So impressively, despite the fact that there are 5 Dragonborn currently in the center of the camp, most of them swinging wildly while cover their eyes, not a single one manages to hit its mark. And the large Dragonborn is going to notice this, and as he turns his black and white scaled head in your direction, he looks squarely at the 2 that have been doing quite a bit of melee damage, Oriana and Dalafar, and he is going to limp his way across, and he
Oh yeah, okay.
yeah, and he is going to attack. Who will he attack? He's going to attack Oriana. So. And
Diani's just like, you what, mate?
So that will be that'll be a 27 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, and that will be. He also gets extra damage if an ally is nearby. So that's 9 points of damage plus 20 points of additional damage.
Okay.
And he's going to attack you again. I believe that will miss. That's a 14.
Yeah, that misses.
Okay.
Can I use my reaction?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use Hellish Rebuke on him.
Okay.
So he'll have to make a... Bear with me a second while
okay.
I get it up.
I thought that's what the save was called.
He's going to have to... It's a Dex saving throw.
Okay, you can tell from his slight limp, Dex is not his strong suit, so he rolls at disadvantage. That's a 16.
Okay, what do I mark? What do I put that against? Is it my...
Your spell save DC.
Yeah.
Oh man. I'm not sure what my spell save DC. I've got a +6 in there, and I have no idea what that means.
It would be from your charisma and your proficiency modifier, I think.
Yeah, it's whatever your spell ability is, and then proficiency, I believe.
Well, my spell attack bonus is.
Oh, but DC
14,
is like
assuming
it's
that.
like 8+, I think, isn't it?
Yeah,
8 plus
Plus your
13.
proficiency, plus your
Oh, right,
charisma.
okay. So 8 plus 3 plus 3. Nah, that won't hit. That won't.
Okay.
That. But even on a failed one, he'll still take half damage. So it's 3d10. Which one is the 10? Oh, I think I got it. You can tell I don't use
He's
this
trying
dice
to
a
talk,
lot.
but he's muted.
Sorry,
Okay.
I muted myself because I was talking to myself a second ago.
So that is 11 halved.
11 halved, so 5 points of damage, so that would be...
And he's also surrounded by flames.
Ooh, okay. So you watch as sort of he lands a blow on Oriana, and as he misses the second one, she just screams at him, and this ball of flame seems to emanate, purple flame from out of her mouth, just enveloping him, and you can see him flinch a little bit, but he's still standing there, and he's going to use his last attack on you as he slings back his giant cloak and, revealing his large, unmovable metal hand, just swings it upwards at you and misses. Completely misses. Yeah, and these two are going to run round in the direction of the wolf. So top of the round. No, not top of the round. It is now Scarlet's go. Scarlet, what are you doing?
Cool. Super jazzed to be in this position. So I think I sort of jumped when Zini came in, but anyway, not loving the wolf thing. And of course, now people are going to come round this way. I'm going to move. I'm near Red again. who I trust to protect me, and then we just do some.
Quick maths.
Yeah, hold on, will that be enough? Oh, that will be enough.
You'll be up
Lovely.
after this.
Fantastic. I would like to do a good old catapult spell for this boy. And I will choose some forest rocks and things on the floor. Catapult. I assume, it's a forest thing.
Yeah, there's a fair amount, and there are also barrels and whatnot around with various items within. So yeah, there's more than enough ammunition.
Lovely. Could he make a
Of course I can,
dex
Scarlet.
save?
Dex save.
Yes, as you said.
Oh
very
boy,
good.
that's a 3.
Oh yeah, well the DC was 15, so cool.
He needed 5 times his roll.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to do it at 3rd level. Which will
Okay.
be 5d8.
5d8.
Yeah, let me just 5d8. Roll. 28.
28. My God, wizards. Okay.
Told you, railgun. That is our railgun.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to do, Scarlet?
I think I quickly look at Zuni and then look away.
So rushing behind Rudigan, you just bring up your wooden spoon and pointing it in the direction of general foliage and a couple of the bricks that lie around from some of the ruined buildings in Waldhaven. There is a... and they just explode against this large commander's armor as it... wood splinters, brick flies apart, and Oriana, it is your go.
Okay. I'll attack the big guy.
Okay, so roll to attack at advantage because, Dalafar's flanking him.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do. Well, my thunderous smite's carried over to this one, so
Yes.
I won't need to use. So that is 23.
That hits, roll for damage.
Okay. So that is 8 points of slashing damage and 4 of thunder.
Okay. Thunder scares them. Right, anything else you want to do?
My second attack. And I'll use, because why not? I'll use Divine Smite with it. Let me just remind myself of what Divine Smite does.
Lots of damage.
So Dalafar, it'll be your turn in a moment.
Okay, so. Oh, Jesus. Oh my god, it's a natural 20! It's gonna be. Yay, what a good time to use Divine Smite. Okay. So. That's 22 of slashing.
Is that, have you already doubled that or?
Yes, I have already
cool.
doubled
I was
that.
about to say.
And then Divine Smite that's 3d8, and then that'll be damaged, doubled as well, won't it?
Yes,
So,
double all of that, yeah.
so that's 7 plus 5 plus 7, so that's
19.
14, 19. So that is 19 times 2.
38.
So, as Oriana just brings up her maul once, twice, there is this, and you see him just stagger back from the sheer force, and there is a distinct, as you see the armor almost cave in on itself, and looking down at you with this one pale pink eye in amongst the white scales on the left side of his face, he just looks at you and just staggers back, falling into the nearby tent as it crumples underneath his armored weight. And he tries to keep himself up with his solid metal arm, but that just gives underneath, and he just... and you see the few Dragonborn soldiers that can still see are looking at this crumpled figure next to the tent. And they're all looking at one another, unsure of what to do. Dalf, is there anything else you want to do?
Is he dead? Or is he just like...
He is on a single hit point.
Oh, okay. Okay, never mind.
So, Dalfar, is there anything that you would like to do as we go to the top of the round?
Right. Okay. So, he's basically in that tent, so there is a space there.
He's prone. He's prone, collapsed against the tent with a little bit of a gap between you.
Was it Sunbeam still up?
Sunbeam is up and it is shooting in the opposite direction to you.
Okay. I will step on his other side.
Mm-hmm.
And try again to swing my axe and hit him into the fire. Another pushing it.
When I get an idea, I just will not quit. Roll to attack at advantage.
Okay, so
He's flanked on several sides.
Ooh, no. That is 17.
17. That just hits. Roll for damage.
Straight damage is 11.
11. Okay.
Plus my superiority die, which is 6.
Okay.
And he must make a 18 DC. Is it strength?
Either way, he does not. So that's a 2. So he staggers back into the flames. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, and he will take some fire damage with that. Okay. Not looking good. As you rush around the other side and bringing your axe into the side of this Dragonborn, as he finally staggers back into the fire, and you hear this as he sort of scrabbles, still blind, against the various propped up bits of wood that are currently making up the bonfire. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
I would like to go over to the prone Dragonborn and raise my axe and press it against their throat. And tell him, command him. Tell them all to stand down and drop their weapons.
Make an intimidation check at advantage.
Damn it, Ed. At advantage.
I was all ready to take out all these little boys.
Intimidation. That is not a good stat.
You can use your strength as your modifier if you would rather, considering you are using physical force.
I mean, that's a 23.
Looks at you for a moment, craning his one good eye round to you, and then, dropping his halberd on the ground, he raises his gauntleted fist and looks round at the other soldiers in the camp. Stand down! Stand down! And all of the soldiers look to one another. And blind or no, all of them drop their weapons to the snowy ground. And as this happens, the door to the tavern opens, and Hestia leads out a group of villagers, all of whom are armed with clubs and swords and bows. And Hestia, there's a moment as she looks around the chaos of the campsite, and then over towards you, Terra, and just gives a nod. And as the commander looks up at you, Dalafar, who are you?
You're better. And I leave it at that.
And that is where we will end today's session. And we will be back next week for the fallout of the battle. You are all so clever! Honest to God,
High five.
like, the villagers were at hand, like, because I expected they would be helping out. And you managed to take out, like, there are, how many are there here? There's I mean, there's a lot. Well done. Oh, well done. We will be back next week. As ever, it's been so lovely to have you on board. And like I say, continue to sound off in the chat. We'll be around for a little bit longer. Reach out on Twitter as well. It'll be really, really lovely to get to know you there as well and expand our already lovely office. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can take a look at our Patreon as well if you'd like to donate to our lovely campaign. And you can follow us on iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean. But in the meantime, because we're getting very close to the 2-hour mark, we will love you. We will leave you. Recent news has been very, very welcome in this very, very stressful year, and we hope it
Don't
can
say
only
that.
get...
There's still time for like that.
I know, but we'll take what we can get. But we hope that it's an indicative of the rest of the year, and we hope your years are only going to look up from here. But we love you very much, and we will see you very soon next week. We love you. Bye. Mwah.
Also, in case anybody was wondering, yes, I am a druid.
Yeah. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.